Hi folks. Here we go with the quarterfinals of Dominion Championship 2019, and today it's Mercury versus JNails, and we are commentating it with Lemonspawn. Yeah,
Hi, folks.
yeah, hi, and yeah, let's hope we're gonna have something to look at, right? But yeah, we're sure those guys won't disappoint us. So, what do you think about this board?
Well, now I'm finally looking at it. Treasurer looks good.
Yeah, as always.
It looks pretty straightforward because there's no village, stables.
I wonder what stream are they talking about?
You want to do some trashing and get, so you probably want to forge because it's the only way to trash estates. Oh, no, plan. You can plan. I really kind of hate plan, actually.
Yeah, really? Well,
I think I'm
why is that?
bad at playing with it. I never know the right time to get it.
Well,
It's a weak trasher, I think.
Is
Usually.
it?
Unless it's just some really obvious card you want to buy a ton of. It's cheap. Bulls, like, you might not have.
Have you seen the match of Dan Brooks versus somebody, like maybe it was round 2 or round 3 in the tournament, and the first game, actually I remember he lost this first game, but then he won every other one. And this first game there was a plan there, and he was building a very evil deck, like very evil deck with like
Oh yeah, he bought the plan like a million times.
yeah. That was really cool. I really enjoyed this game. It's a pity that he lost
Yeah,
it
Dan
because
should win that. Dan should have won that game for sure.
yeah, do you remember? He was like, okay, and this turn I'll buy like
He
another.
had like a million princes.
Yeah, like
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 5 or 6 times.
like Prince number 8. Why not? Sure, let's go for that.
That was an amazing game.
Yeah.
So JNails gets to open with Treasurer, which is obviously going to be really good. He should have.
Yeah.
He's first player, and he got the Treasurer right away. Really good.
So I think between all the draw here, you can build a lot. And
I mean, all the draw is really stables, and you have forum for some sifting.
well, yeah, but forums are pretty good here as well. I mean,
Sure.
they're going to allow you to, green a bit later, and also
I mean, I think to me it's like you built a double province, and maybe because you have forge, you might be threatening to take.
like stable
provinces.
silver, yeah,
Yeah, or even just mill province.
yeah.
Something like that. It's pretty. Your terminal is probably you might have more than one terminal in your deck actually. Don't want forge, but oh yeah, I see. You can never do more than double province, right? Because you can't play a forge and a wine merchant. Say.
Well, you can play fortune.
Yeah, but if you play forge, you only have one buy.
You can play a wine merchant.
Yeah, but there's no village.
But fortune doesn't require one.
I'm just saying, on any given turn, you can only lower provinces by 2, except unless you get fortune.
Yeah. If so, actually you can get like 4 provinces in a turn, right? If you play wine
Yeah,
merchant, fortune, and forge. No, never mind. I'm saying silly things. Only 3, right?
I mean, you can get as many as you want if you have a bunch of fortunes. I mean, you can get
Yeah.
as many as necessary. but like I guess I'm not imagining anyone's going to buy a Gladiator because Gladiator doesn't seem very good.
Yeah, I mean, as good as Fortune is, they probably won't ever see it here.
Like if Mercury could try opening Silver Gladiator. Um, Actually, given that JNails is going to have a better deck because of the Treasure Open, probably like JNails is probably the one who'll be like able to take advantage and to get the fortune. Maybe even I don't know.
Yeah, so wonder how do you open on if you're Mercury
Maybe
here.
over.
Obviously, 5-2 is so much better here. Like,
I guess you could try Silver Plan.
yeah, and you can like play plan on stables, right? That
Yeah.
that makes sense to me. It's I mean, double silver is not terrible, but plan silver should probably be slightly better. So never mind. So Mercury decides to go for Gladiator.
Yeah. I'm not sure if it's very good, but
Well, me neither, right? I mean, you can also describe Gladiator as, it's the card which costs 3. So with with Forge on the board, this description is kind of might be enough to just say why not to this card.
yeah.
But as opposed to silver, you can discard it with the stables, for instance, and there are better terminals. So JNails decides to get the key right away as opposed to trashing.
That's interesting.
And is he going to plan now? Yeah. So hey, that's pretty cool, I'd say. So he, um,
I guess I would have just trashed and bought a stables. That'd be boring.
right. Actually, that was Scout was really good, right? He knew that all what's left in the deck is just a bunch of garbage. So that was pretty good
Yeah.
for him. And now he can start, like, um,
Yeah, I mean, I guess he was going to hit 3 next turn,
mm-hmm,
probably, right? Or
yeah.
maybe not.
Well,
If he missed 3, then maybe that's good. But like, if he could just buy the plan the next turn,
so now must be trashing, right? So actually, Mercury is doing fine here. He's gonna trash the Gladiator now from the supply.
it's the trash in the state.
So
I think
actually,
I mean, there are decisions to make, but I think the deck that you build is kind of boring.
yeah, I guess.
Would you get a forge here?
I I don't know.
Xerix thinks it's bad.
So that's
I have been guilty, including a recent league game, of thinking Forge was better than it was. I had this game where I had 3 Forges and wasn't really able to make good use of them.
3 forges. Oh my goodness.
Oh, I wanted to get a lot of provinces at once. It didn't work out the way I wanted.
Why was that? No villages?
Oh, I had villages, but I didn't have enough cards to trash to them, or enough draw, I guess.
Well, I can remember numerous painful occasions where I was trying to make Forge work on a minion board. It well, it doesn't work on a minion board. So
Much better with something like Cursed Village.
yeah. So
So how many stables does each person have now?
actually, Mercury has more apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mercury has 4, and that leaves JNails with 3. So it does not look like Mercury is behind or anything. Although he only trashed. Uh, who has 2 silvers? I guess JNails have 2 silvers, right?
Yeah, that's kind of bad.
Having 2 silvers?
It means that he did it. It means that he.
Well, actually, yeah,
I guess he's fine.
he missed 5, right? Yeah. Mm, well,
So here maybe forum.
well, yeah, but also at this point, Treasure doesn't look all that great anymore.
No, you could maybe get the forge here to turn your treasurer into. I mean, maybe that's too.
Yeah, maybe you just get the wine merchant right away.
Yeah. Well, get forum wine merchant.
Well, yeah, obviously you're gonna get Forum anyway, right? Well, never mind. With Forge, do you even have enough money if you want to buy Forge? But so what's your next turn gonna look like if you get the Forge? It's like
Well, I mean, okay. Tell me if this is crazy. JNails could get a gladiator here because that stops. Yeah, maybe forge is better. Some way to stop. If you don't, if you just ignore the yeah, don't buy gladiator. Okay, I agree. Forge is better for this. Gladiator pile right now, you will ensure that Mercury is the first one to get the fortune. Gladiator and buy fortune on the same turn.
well, that makes sense, right? But
I think you get the forge here so that you can threaten to do that, and you can also do things like turn your treasurer into a wine merchant.
well, yeah, actually, in the end, I think the game is not ending anytime soon, and you just want the Forge to have this, leverage on the end game.
Yeah.
It might look like a pretty useless card for like a turn or 2 or maybe like several, but in the end, it's going to be like more control on the end game.
I have to say, well, this thing that JNails did on turn 3. He had 1 estate in hand, so he was hitting. He bought the scouting party.
Yeah.
And plan turn 3.
Yeah.
He was definitely hitting. He was definitely hitting 3 on his next turn.
All
I
right.
think he could just trash copper, buy stables, and then buy the plan on his next turn, and he would not be behind on the stables. Would have gotten a trash in too. I mean, the key seems like it was not important to have on the first turn that he played it.
Well, I'm not sure about the key, but I really like the scouting party because
But why? I mean, you need to buy. You need to spend 3 to buy the plan anyway. So like, why not just use your next turn to do that?
well, you can, but then you don't get to you don't get to discard all the garbage from the top, and you that's
You have to waste a turn to buy plan, basically, at some point in the game, and the garbage turn was going to be the turn where he could just buy plan.
but you can do it right now, and also that gives you a chance of seeing your treasure next turn again.
Okay, well, if he had seen that, then it would have paid off, but he didn't.
But how do you know, right?
Why did you give yourself garbage turn anyway? like it didn't even guarantee the next turn would be good. So he ended up, what he did, I mean, maybe he got unlucky, but what he did, he ended up with 2 turns where he doesn't hit, where I mean, he took what was gonna, I mean, he also didn't put his stables into the shuffle. He could have done.
Well, that's right.
I mean, I just think too clever, in my opinion. I'm now. I have no idea what happened. How does JNails have 2 buys?
Wine merch. So yeah, actually we've missed everything apparently. I did anyway. So what did JNails do?
So he gets the fortune here. I think it's worth buying a gladiator to get the fortune.
So last turn he just decided to get the wine merchant. All right.
Well, it makes sense. It's another way.
So he goes for stables and gold. All right.
That means he gives the first fortune to Mercury.
Apparently.
He also trashed his treasurer, but gladiator fortune, and then on a subsequent turn get a forge because now you have a gladiator and a treasurer, or he would have in his deck, just begging to be forged into a province.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't have a forge, right?
No, I'm saying would have bought gladiator fortune, and then on the next turn plan to get a forge, and then on a later turn, since you now will have these 2. Just thinking about what my long-term plan would be.
Yeah.
But now Mercury, of course, gets a fortune.
So.
Low when I say it out loud.
Mercury apparently now thinks about getting a forum, or just not getting a forum. I think it should be worth it.
Get a scouting party and put a forum on top. Oh no, that doesn't work. He doesn't have enough cards down.
Yeah.
I'm stupid.
What are those terrible noises? Apparently somebody joined the Discord chat.
Maybe it's me. I forgot how to mute the tab. There we go. Now I think it's better.
So what should JNails do? I mean, you can. The last table is obviously tempting.
Abel's fortune seems okay.
Yeah. I mean, he might want to be a bit greedy and try to buy gold, but I actually don't like it. Yeah, and this way he can't release the merchant.
You could buy double fortune. Never mind.
Double fortune seems dubious, especially if you don't even get the gold with that, right? Because he has no gladiator.
But I do wonder if this is a board where somebody gets another fortune.
Well, actually, I mean, if you had the forge, then the second fortune doesn't look, all that useless. I mean, you can, if you draw it badly, you can just turn it into a province.
Yeah, it's funny.
But nobody had the forge.
So the turn that I thought JNails might get a forge merchant, which would have served the same purpose of letting him get to the fortune first, but he decided not to be the first person with fortune in his deck. we'll see how that decision goes. Oh, you should try to leave them on top here as Mercury. I don't know. Maybe miss a chance to top deck a 4.
So Mercury has 6 coppers, and JNails only has 3. Yeah, that's a big difference between their
Right now,
decks.
isn't Mercury's only terminal? Maybe Mercury wants a forge.
Form. Yeah, should be definitely, good for his deck, because he can wine
It's not
merch.
crazy to just get Wine Merchant.
Well, I don't know. I mean, thing is, he has the silver, he has the gladiator, and he has a lot of forums, which, I mean, they're definitely really good, but you might just get 3 points per turn, so you don't really need to keep all the forums like for forever. You can just start maybe chewing them one by one. I don't know. Well, I think he he definitely needs either forge or wine merchant.
I wonder if he's thinking about getting another fortune.
But how's it better than wine merchant?
Maybe both. I mean, you can only get plus however many you get from your fortunes.
Well, actually, yeah, for him, another fortune at least gives a gold, right? So that's good.
Yeah. So you could just get Wine Merchant Fortune here. It doesn't seem so bad. Sadly, I feel like this game will really. Oh, he gets a province. That seems a bit early to me.
Well,
On the province, I think he can get a little bit bigger first. But so this is one of the. I was about to say this board should be decided by some big duds.
oh hey,
And
sorry, yeah, yeah.
but I mean, if you think that you might start dudding, going ahead and being ahead on greening a couple more turns probably. And if you're already ahead on greening, it's less sad sometimes that you have a dud.
So you know what? One thing we didn't notice apparently, JNails. How did that happen? He did not release his immersion last turn.
Oh, well, it's not the biggest deal.
Well,
It's already time to green.
actually, actually, it is. He could have gotten a bit more money, which would potentially result in another forum. I don't know.
Oh, instead of getting the Wine Merchant back. So that was kind of a blunder. Oh.
So Mercury is the second
Mercury
player.
is not.
Yeah.
Mercury is to. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think there have been some times when Mercury could from to try to put it on top when he triggers a shuffle.
To set up the next turn. I mean, yeah. Well,
He may be missing some chances to do that.
might be so.
But he's it would. I mean, if he had a little bit better overdraw, it would be pretty easy to do that.
Well, yeah.
But,
Basically, the difference is that he still has like 6 coppers, I think. Yeah.
Triple province actually, because JNails only has 3 gains, right? And JNails is player
Yeah,
1.
yeah.
Triple province is safe, I think.
Yeah, it should be.
Well, nothing is really safe because you can just drop a hand to 5 copper.
Or like 5 stables.
In fact, the top, the top card is province, right? No.
No, he just discarded Bronze and Copper, right? Bronze and Gladiator, I think. It must be a Copper.
The top card, it's a copper,
Yeah.
which is actually good, because you probably are going to find a stables.
You are pretty likely to find either forum or stables. Yeah, wow, he has like 6 forums.
I'm not sure why he doesn't like to take the last forum in triple province.
Well, he might be doing exactly that.
He did an undo.
Alright, the Xyrus is probably the wine merchant stays this way.
You don't have to triple province again.
Yeah. So that's okay.
It's good. But sure. So JNails a pretty hard spot. You play for the dud here. Well, you probably 3 duchies.
I think he's in okay shape. He can just start on Silver Rose.
I mean, yeah, I don't know what to do besides getting 3 duchies here.
Yeah, you can't even.
And just pray that something.
You can't even get a fortune, right? Because then they just. Well, yeah, actually nothing makes sense, right? So if you play for the dot, I guess, what do you even do?
I mean, I just buy duchies and just hope. I mean, I don't know. It reminds me of a time I was watching a game recently and someone said, "What do you even do here?" And someone said, "Maybe just buy duchy and pray." And then Freaky said, "Resign and pray."
Yeah, that this kind of situation indeed.
Resign and pray. Pray that the next game goes better.
So that's.
I mean, Mercury can have a huge dud, so just buy some duchies, so that.
I mean, you might as well buy a single province, right? Because.
No, Mercury can double province. Well, yeah.
And then what? Silk Road time.
Duchy province seems fine.
Yeah. So.
You could, I guess, I could imagine taking another wine merchant just in case you don't draw, but the important thing is that you need to make sure you get the buys. The most important thing is to find your fortune. Fury has a nice starting hand here, so
yeah,
should just be over.
It should. Yeah, now you can discard all the provinces. So yeah, pretty good.
The other match is in Game 7 apparently, and a ways into it.
Cool.
That should be a nice video to watch later.
Yeah. Good luck, Julian. So yeah, it's pretty funny how. Do you remember the start of this game? Like Mercury
Yeah.
with the.
In my opinion, JNails got behind from that third turn play. Well, it was a combination of that and some bad draws. You miss five, you keep missing five, then you end up not getting as many.
Apparently so. Actually, I'm still not sure if they decided to play without the forge, and I'm not so sure it's good here.
Why do you even play that gladiator?
All right.
Mercury.
Yeah. So the first game goes to Mercury.
I mean, I think Mercury loses that if he ever, in the last several turns, has a big dud. The way that kind of board goes, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Mercury was more likely to dud, so that was the way that JNails would be winning that.
Yeah.
Yeah, what Zurich says is.
So here Mercury is going to be the first player, and that looks like a Horn Megaturn board.
No question.
And there are lots of easy to play uniques, so should be pretty convenient too.
Yeah, the only way to thin your deck is island, and I actually think you probably will get one. Those.
Yeah. If you can kill both Howell and OG with your island, that's pretty good. But fortunately, they are not in the unfair situation where one can open with an island and kill the Howell and the other cannot. So that's good at least.
You need to have some confetti, but he reveals island with the Ironmonger. Gets an action and a card.
Oh my god. Well, actually, I don't know. Maybe even probably you don't want to open with an island if you can't kill a Howl with it, and that doesn't make the whole lot of sense. But I can definitely see eventually.
Ironmonger. I mean, regret getting an Ironmonger.
So Nails gets Skulk, which is weird to me.
I think JNails is a kind of an unconventional player. I'm oftentimes kind of surprised by what he's doing, but he has good.
Well, I haven't seen him play a whole lot, but yeah, that Skulk is definitely unconventional.
He's definitely playing this game maybe even less time than I have, and I've only been playing for about 2 years.
All right. So it's been Ironmonger silver for Mercury and Skulk silver for JNails. Hey, that's the best Ironmonger you can wish for.
Yeah. In my opinion, the Skulk Open is not great here, but you do just need a lot of stuff. But I mean, I wouldn't be wanting to add so many stop cards so quick. Hitting Ironmongers is also pretty good for hitting 5.
Yeah. Well, here JNails can buy an island. That should be good, I think. And Mercury can buy an island.
Feels so luxurious to buy an island.
Yeah, I mean that should be good, right?
Yeah, I just mean it makes you feel like a rich person.
Yeah. Like you can buy yourself an island, and you can also start humiliating everybody who's poor. Like that seems like a proper thing to do, right? So, gets a hope right away. Yeah, okay. I'm not actually sure. Maybe I would.
I mean, it's part of plenty is just good. Even if you only game like use it to gain like
Well, I mean, yeah,
happen or gain a patrician with it.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
not.
I mean, getting patricians is nice, but also embassy is also nice, because it draws cards. So I'm not sure what's better for to
Embassy is very good here.
yeah, because well, silvers are bad, right? So, but that's already a good horn for Mercury.
I think you want maybe a lot of royal carriages. It might be a little bit hard. If it gets way ahead on the embassies and the junking with the silver and all of that, then maybe it's just fine. But if it's kind of equal on that, it might be people are struggling to get their deck under control, and maybe having a bunch of royal carriages on the mat will help you have your big turn.
Yeah, those are definitely good.
Okay, well, I know who won the other match. Maybe I shouldn't spoil it.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't. Although, yeah, it's pretty interesting. So greed is pretty bad. The previous one was Locust, right? And Locust was pretty friendly to
The junking ones are the worst
yeah.
on this board.
Okay, so apparently the last match ended and everybody's getting jumping in here, right? Second horn for JNails. So they both have a single embassy, right?
I think so.
Oh wow, that's a nice Ironmonger reveal.
Curse.
Yeah. So
Yeah. It's so insulting when that happens.
Mercury decides to put the Necro on the mat as opposed to a copper, but yeah, if you would set a copper, it would have been like only 3 coins, which is not an Ironmonger. So that was not the greatest turn for JNails. Not he didn't draw any of his horns. Well, and who has 2 horns? JNails, right? Yeah. So that was a bad turn for him.
Honestly, I think on this board, it's Ironmonger is almost as good as a lab because if you reveal copper and discard it, it's like putting the copper in your hand unless you trigger the shuffle, then it's worse than that. But,
well, that makes sense, but the only thing is like unless you trigger in the shuffle, which is like half of the time. So what is it? Is it Envious? Okay, Envious doesn't do a whole lot, right? I mean, I guess they do have plus bias, but still, it's not the worst thing by any means. So this turn is promising to be quite good for Mercury. And hey, he can even hit with Patrician. Nice. So should discard the embassy now, I would think. Unless he has 3 embassies, but I think each of them have only 2. Yeah, so he does that. Not the whole lot of money, but some gains anyway. What would you say to gaining a single Emporium? So he gets an Emporium.
I mean, how many cards does he have? 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's looking for a differently named card.
Well, actually, I don't know. I think
probably in would be better than Emporium.
I would be like concentrating on more horns and more draw, maybe, first of all.
Right? With all these coppers, and you really just want to get as many horns in play each turn, in is kind of like draw.
Well, I guess so.
Royal Carriage is
But
also good.
actually, yeah, right.
Would-
I totally missed that. He discarded the embassy. So the in buy was kind of really good for him, right?
Yeah. But Royal Carriage would also have been fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Royal Carriage. I mean, Royal Carriage is basically like a villager here. If you have like at least like a patrician in hand and like an embassy, you have basically a village. So that's not the greatest turn, but still like 4 gains. I mean, what are you talking about? That's a good turn.
Yep, it's fine. And he leaves some good cards.
He can just smash the horns, I guess.
Makes sense. Another horn. Being a little conservative there.
Yeah.
Probably fine. I don't think he.
Who has
You can
two
lose the horn
islands?
split if your deck is much better.
All right, no, nobody but us can see Mercury's hand.
Yeah.
Ha ha
I
ha.
wonder if it's is it betraying Mercury's desire to have his hand hidden for us to say anything about his hand. Not
Well,
say anything about his hand. Maybe we already have and I forgot.
I would hope we are fine here. Anyway, it's too late. So, how
Well,
close?
everybody knows Mercury got some of his good cards on top of the deck there, so.
Yeah. So how close is the end of the game? Can Mercury potentially end it on his turn?
I don't see how many horns does he have?
I would guess like around 5, huh? So
We're gonna find out.
yeah, I guess it must be close. I would guess that he's not quite there, but it must be kind of close.
I don't see a pile out this turn, but
So 4 horns only, yeah.
but now you'll have 6.
He's ahead in points, so he can't buy 5 ironmonger. Yeah, he just if he had 9 more coins, right? That would have been it on horns and emporiums and ironmongers.
Well, I would probably just take the 2 horns and some points.
So he lowers the piles.
I think it's fine if he scores.
Well, let's just see what he does.
Someone's using my word.
Which is a province.
I just mean people like to call them uniques for Horn of Plenty. I like to call them distincts because
because sequel.
Lamp like unique cards, but Horn of Plenty only cares about them being distinct. They don't have to be unique.
All right. Basically, it's like in sequel, right?
Yeah, I mean, to me, they're not unique among cards in play.
Yeah.
They're uniquely named.
Yeah.
Or like, no, they're not even unique. They're distinct. The adjective for them is distinct, not unique.
So,
Mac, I guess, is a
so basically, Mercury gained the whole bunch of cards. Not too many of those being points, you know.
I think it's probably safe. He probably counted what JNails can do.
How many gains a horn?
First, if you're calculating what can happen in a turn, you have to calculate the worst hex that can happen.
So actually,
Which is probably actually just miserable at this point, is the worst hex, because I think Locust has occurred.
yeah, it was right at the start. Mercury has 5 horns now. Is that correct? He played 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and gained 1. Yeah. So that leaves 4 horns for Nails. Well, like, so he eats. That's pretty close. You know, if the hexes, what can be trashed of miserable?
No,
Right,
miserable.
right.
Miserable's good, right? Why not play this Patrician? Oh, he's deciding what to discard. Sorry.
Yeah. Well,
It
not
happens when you're spectating, you forget about that.
not quite there. Not quite there. So that's about it for JNails. So what's the embassy split right now? I have no idea.
I don't know. Mercury's deck works.
Yeah, I
He's
mean,
going to.
I don't even know if JNails has more embassies. So I wonder what you even do here, because like a single province doesn't make any sense, and actually, it's the situation is pretty close to what we had in the previous game. Like,
I mean, you want to make your next turn. You want to just like hope the game doesn't end. I don't know.
well, yeah, you should probably try. You should probably, no matter what, you should probably gain an in, right?
Yeah.
But
And maybe
then again, you can't possibly take another embassy. I don't think.
I can't really fathom why Royal Carriages are at 10 here. Royal Carriage seems like a pretty nice card.
Yeah, that's true. But well, you know, it's a at this point, I think it's like a poor man's embassy, right?
Oh, it doesn't give your opponent junk.
Well, I don't think junk matters at this point.
Yeah.
So he trashes the horns.
Yeah. What else are you gonna do? I guess.
Well, yeah, but now if Mercury draws, he just gets 6 provinces.
And if he didn't score enough, then Mercury just gains the 4 cards on the board.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, but
which is easier than the 6 provinces.
not much here to do. That's true.
Yeah, I mean it's just you losing this game.
I don't know. Maybe maybe he should have been just getting a bunch of skulks and hoping to like get 6 miserables out of them next turn. And yeah, JNails' hand doesn't look really good. Let's be honest about it. Even if Mercury stalls somehow, which also doesn't look like a possibility now. Keep the copper, right? Oh hey,
Copper.
here are all the embassies. So yeah.
Doesn't matter. Oh.
So that's 4 horns. I guess we already have enough uniques. Or we'll have with the silver anyway. And yeah, that's a win. Well,
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter. He just needs to draw like he just needs enough. Actually, he doesn't need anything at this point, right? Like Patrician 1, Ironmonger 2, Emporium 3, Village 4, Embassy 5, Copper Horn at 6, 7. Okay, he needs a silver. Yeah. And I'm probably miscounting. It's probably like 9 or 10 at this point. I don't know. Well, yeah, anyway, the point is it's more than enough. So GG to Mercury. It's 2-0 in his favor. And hey, some islands to go with those provinces.
And JNails buys the farmland.
All right. So hey, that's a lot of specs now. Apparently,
That's just important.
I'll go and sneak on this previous match result. If it's somewhere to be found. Okay.
Oh, there's the spoiler.
Hey, thanks for the spoiler. So, what are the rules actually? I mean, is it like the same with the? Oh, hey, right. That's the championship. I was beaten so quite a long time ago, so I already forgot the rules at this point. It's basically you win 3.5 and then you win it all, right? 3.5 games.
Yep.
So
3.5 if the was player 1 in game 7. How about this recruiter card?
yeah.
Catapult is less good because in draw with Menagerie and Watchtower.
Right. On the other hand, there is a Masquerade. Yeah.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
The payload is a little bit weak. Really sure what the payload should be.
Well,
the only card they both like is Dominate. It's funny.
well, I mean, you can get some free silvers, but that's nothing to write home about. And yeah, mostly just buying like I don't know, cargo ships and golds.
It's I mean, you can play this Squire Watchtower things like a really poor man's Festival Watchtower.
Yeah, I mean the draw is not a problem here, apparently. Like most of the cards on this board draw. That's pretty funny. So both open cargo ship and what? Cargo ship for JNails. So he skips the Masquerade in the favor of second cargo ship. That's interesting. And well, anyway, that looks
It's not the first time that JNails sort of his deck on the first turn with something else.
yeah. Well, obviously this opening is amazing. As soon as you draw your cargo ship turn 3 and they don't collide, right?
Yeah, it's fine, I think. I mean, not just fine, he's in a great position to play Recruiter next turn.
Actually, maybe we are all so much fixed on getting the Masquerade because it was here for years, and Masquerade opening is it's just something that you do. But on the other hand, Recruiter is basically a Masquerade but slightly better. Well, it's slightly more expensive, but they are pretty similar in what they do, except that Recruiter is also Village.
Yeah, so this is just like absolutely the perfect thing because
Yeah.
even if his cargo ship missed, he gets to find it with Recruiter. This is the reason why some people hate cargo ship.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a summon.
I think Mercury.
Oh, wait a second. Why did Mercury get a squire on turn 2? That's really weird. And here's the Recruiter again. Oh, never mind.
Squire is a good card, but it's not as good right now.
Huh?
Squire is a good card for this board, but it's not that good right now.
Yeah, I mean, I might get the thought line where you think, okay, I'm gonna be needing Square one day, and I don't want to spend like $10 on a single Square. So let's get it right now, but that doesn't work. Yeah, because right now there are things that are way more useful right now. So JNails out of the states already. And here's the $10 square.
Oh, a bargain at 7.
Well, yeah. Lucky. So what can you do on your mission turns?
Catapult, mask,
Yeah,
stuff.
catapult, and you can get silvers out of squares, if that's, and you can put the ghost towns in play if that's something that you want.
Maybe.
All right, Steph's correct. Well, as if it needs clarification. uh, so what's what's it gonna be for Mercury? So Mercury only has one recruiter as opposed to JNails 2.
Mercury is swimming upstream in this game after that perfect open.
I wonder if he gets the masquerade now, maybe. Gets the second recruit because most imagine you can be playing you're gonna be, well, he just took this second recruiter. Most of the cards that he's going to trash with this recruiter plays is gonna be coppers, and so why not take masquerade then, especially, yeah, if catapult's around. So Nails goes into offensive now. That's a pretty bad turn for Mercury.
So, how much money is this? 6, 7. So you can get mask mission here. How about it? Oh no, you can't because you will only have one buy, of course.
Right. Hey, that's gold.
Gold.
Well, I mean, in the end, what's your payloads going to be on this board? The thing is, I kinda, yeah,
Fine.
I kinda think that you might want to maybe try to be evil with catapults and missions. So
Gaining silver with Squire.
yeah, this kind of thing. So if you
JNails doesn't have any draw, right? Like, recruiter is not actually draw. One must always remember this.
well, yeah,
Side. But there's all this great draw on the board.
yeah, that's funny. That's funny. So actually, gold, yeah, was kind of. I mean, in the end, it's not definitely a bad card on the board, but maybe it was slightly premature, because how he's going to draw it all, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, I could have seen just buying an advisor there. Or, I mean, I would have wanted to get a mask, probably. It's the card, but.
So basically, he needs to kill something now,
Oh, the gold.
right? So apparently, last turn
Oh,
buy was
bottom deck the Squire, so he can't get mask mission.
yeah.
Just buy the mask and set it aside for next turn. You want to attack with catapult and then mask. or start doing that if you can. And you really needed to find the squire this turn. Having one less buy is super sad.
Well, actually, I agree with the chat here.
Mask is part of the building because Mask is a draw. That's the thing your deck doesn't have. So why not just get the Mask? Menagerie, but like.
Wow, just another gold, alright.
So JNails could be opening the door, I think. If he doesn't have good draw, Mercury can start getting the attack together and the Pulp mission.
So
okay. He likes the poor man's festival watchtower, I guess.
Well, it's not only that, because the thing is, I think squares are also pretty good here because of silver gaining.
Yeah.
And I definitely think Mercury is going to get some silvers this turn. Well, I mean, if he draws, right? How many copper? So Mercury had 5 coppers last turn. He doesn't have catapult though. So it would be about time for him to get one.
This is a nice board.
I guess so.
I don't usually say that when I see catapult.
Yeah, catapult is one of the kind of annoying cards, right?
Hey, you can say that again. I mean, there you have those games with catapult where you just like never, ever hit 5.
Yeah. Actually, I just never given it a second thought, you know. So, but yeah, I agree. It's kind of, you know, I'm now going in my mind through all the like games with catapult. It's pretty damn annoying. Actually, if you think about it,
I wouldn't say that it's often terrible about catapult. I think it's.
If you think about it, it's one of the most annoying cards from Empires, and if not like, oh, never mind. There is Keep and Battlefield, right? Huh.
I hate Keep, but Battlefield is fine in my opinion.
I guess it's my personal thing. I just don't really like it.
I mean, the thing is, Battlefield is like victory points sitting there, and Keep is like there's a kingdom treasure or whatever. It's like these 20 victory points sitting there, and adding junk to your deck to get those points never stops with Keep, but with Battlefield it stops at some point. So I mean, it's just like.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I like Keep, you know, but yeah, with Battlefield, it's just in my experience, it's always, you know, there is some strategy where you would normally never go for it because you know it just loses. But with Battlefield, sometimes those things end up being correct way to go, and I really dislike this.
I don't know.
All right, so what's going on here?
I like the Watchtower stuff. I'm liking Watchtower too much. It's one of my absolute favorite Dominion cards.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just so cheap, and it, I mean, it does really cool stuff.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, turn 9, 0 menageries bought, despite coppers are basically gone. So that's kind of funny. So Mercury gets to top deck something. If you are paranoid, you can protect yourself from the masquerade thing.
Yeah, I mean, you can use Watchtower to top deck Watchtower, so. Or cargo ship to set aside Watchtower. I feel like Mercury has a lot of experience to really squeeze everything you can out of a board like this.
In reverse.
Put a lot of effort into and out of your turn. And you are already buying golds, which are not a terrible card here, but it may not be to optimize. Sometimes it turns out that the effort is wasted and the simpler things better, but I think that's the case here.
Okay, so actually that might be a turn where, when JNails kind of falls a bit behind, I'd say.
I mean, I think at this point, JNails is losing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, those goats are definitely nice, but.
No, they're not.
The thing is, yeah. So JNails spending his turns on buying golds, Mercury can gain the money with the with the squires.
Thing was really silly, but silly because it just seems like strictly worse than other things, but only strictly worse by a small amount. I'm gonna end up getting those squires.
Yeah, actually, given JNails doesn't still have any draw.
You remember that thing you said about how recruiters like Mask, but it's not, because Mask doesn't force you to trash, and that's a huge difference. Because Mask is actually draw in that way.
Yeah.
Recruiter is
yeah.
really not.
That's true. That's true.
And that is like a really important difference between Mask and recruiter, and to take advantage of the villagers and
shouldn't
that
have
means you build more, and JNails isn't doing that. Yeah, how about Mask mission?
I wonder if he should have been. Oh, never mind. He drew the squire with the recruiter, right? So he can still get a silver here if he wants to. Yeah, and draw it. But then he doesn't get to top deck. So decided against it, or yeah. So he prefers to top decking to having an additional 2 coins, which is fair, I guess. So he can top deck another squire and watchtower.
Maybe this is going to be a mission.
Might be so. Just gets another cargo ship.
Yeah, I wanted to get a Mask and then mission. Want to do that. Another point would just be to like gain some silvers, turn some coppers into silvers, basically. Buying a trade. A hand for Mercury.
Yeah.
Piece of
the hand looks nice. So actually, JNails needs to do something about this match, right? And if he wants to do something, he'd better start doing it right now.
I think this is a board where JNails is experience a little bit is showing.
Yeah, like
So,
Mercury is really doing it from the worst
draw. Look at
initial
that. No, you
position.
know what? I think I like some draw. So
Yeah.
let's see.
Yeah, like
We draw cards.
that's pretty funny. So he goes for he's like, okay,
Hey, these are good cards. Like that's a good. I'm. Maybe he's listening to us.
he's like, okay, dude, I see you like your watchtower. I'm going to use everything but the watchtower for draw.
I think it's okay. You can do either one.
Yeah. He doesn't want to be the copycat. So meanwhile,
I mean, every time I top deck Watchtower with Watchtower, it just gives me this little thrill. It's great.
so actually Mercury can now start being a really bad person, but he decides to just take a province instead. He can now like get
Okay, it's worth pointing out that this board has no, well, I don't really understand the province, but it is hard to build up to like, yeah, I think you want to build to double province. Probably get to double province next turn anyway.
I don't care about double province. I mean, you can this. I mean, this turn you can go. You can go.
Like many province, I guess, and also use the attack.
You can go like couple of menageries, couple of catapults. How about that? And you know, you're drawing, right? So next turn you can give 4 curses in one turn, and you know that's pretty much a game over.
Yeah, I'm pretty surprised by the province. I really liked Mercury's. Well, the Squire Open was a weird guild order.
Maybe he just got the prize because he needs more villagers. How do you think?
I mean, yeah, I guess it lets you use the Squire for village. That could be true. It could be a misdirect too. You fake your opponent into thinking it's time to green.
Yeah. So, had any of them use mission a single time on this board?
JNails did. JNails used mission, but and I hope he uses it again here. Maybe buy a mask. Yes. Okay. So they finally seem to have realized that mask is a thing.
Apparently so. Well, the coppers are gone, right? Well, yeah, like Mercury has the only copper left.
Both town.
And well, actually
Town
one
is
was
actually
bought.
a for, either Ghost Town or a second catapult, or maybe another menagerie is best. What do you think?
Yeah, only one card in the shuffle, so menagerie might be actually worth it even more than. So goes for Oracle. Okay, Oracle's also fine since because you know they have the villagers.
Do you trash the silver?
I don't know. I wouldn't.
Like a little bit scared that I'm not going to draw. he trashes the province. Oh.
Well, that would have been nice, right? I mean, at this point, he can really afford doing that too, I think.
I thought that was his plan, was to trash the province.
Well, I was honestly, I was joking, but yeah, that would have been funny.
And it's not that weird, especially when the attacks can be pretty brutal. Like the
Actually,
deck that's a little bit
actually,
resistant.
given he doesn't have any villagers, I mean, it would have been really funny. Like, like
I mean,
what?
it allows you to use the squires to give you more buys and
Yeah, yeah.
silvers.
Like whatever, he can buy another province. Uh,
Nobody wants to catapult mask. Like, they just turn their nose up at that idea, apparently.
yeah, actually, I'm a bit puzzled by Mercury not getting the catapult. It's not only catapult mask. It's just just the curses. You can trash a bunch of silvers. Even yeah, even with a single mission, it's like with a single catapult.
You know,
I mean, Steph
especially
says, yeah, watch the
when you're
watchtower, the thing, but JNails does he really?
JNails doesn't want a watchtower.
Yeah, so
I mean, you can discard down to your copper and watchtower if you have.
on the other hand, I mean, what are we talking about? I'm pretty sure at this point Mercury can just go do whatever. Like he can start greening, and he can keep building, and he should be pretty much winning this one.
Oh, he didn't top. Oh, never mind. He got this menagerie set aside.
Yeah. Let's hope he plays it after the squares.
Funny if he draws 3 more squires. He discarded 1 of squires, but he does still have 3 more in the deck.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think by greening when he did, Mercury took a game that he should have like a 99% chance to win and turned it into a game that he only has like a 75% chance to win because, yeah.
Yeah, it definitely feels this way. Because that's this state of the game where the golds are actually quite nice to have. So he can
They bought every card and card-shaped object. So that's nice.
yeah, well, except Dashi. Yeah, that's fine. Dashi is the only thing on the board that was left, not bought, not gained. And rocks, I guess, if you remember this exists.
He could trash a squire to gain.
Another catapult, yeah. Actually, not another catapult, but the catapult.
It's a dud for Mercury.
Yeah.
Be about that province right now. I guess Mercury is looking at like all the watchtowers on the bottom.
Yeah. Well, I mean, which is fine, right? Because because of the villagers. But
I mean,
obviously,
it's not as good as drawing it with something that, I mean, he's going to get attacked probably by. Catapult? No, the catapult is in the trash.
all right. So he only is gonna get masked, right? Uh, Actually, so he top decked the squares, which is which was the wrong choice. But obviously, JNails, well, he doesn't know. I guess.
He does know.
Well, yeah, I guess he could have been knowing, right?
Towers were on the bottom of the deck there. That was clear.
He could have been figuring that out. Yeah, that Mercury kind of needs the squares now.
I mean, like, he. It was a big mistake.
I mean, watch. Oh, hey, trash is a gold, really. Hmm. So will he play the mask, I wonder? Actually, knowing, the coppers are gone. Like he could play the mask and just the worst card he's getting back is silver. So I don't know.
I mean, a watchtower wouldn't really help him. Yeah.
Oh, I guess so. So how much money is that? It's like 14, right? If he doesn't draw, well, Province Dashi, but can Mercury double Province? I don't think so.
Probably can if he has a good draw.
So he has enough money, right?
And he can add money to his deck in the middle of the turn.
Oh,
So.
right, yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, he may have a good shitty turn again. I mean, having all three watchtowers on the bottom that last turn was just Mercury.
Yeah, that was pretty unlucky. I mean, still, I mean, if he kept, he still has like what? How many menageries in his deck? Like 1 or 0? I think he definitely this Province was too early.
Way too early.
Yeah. Because
the idea about really building to be able to give a ton of curses, I think it's really good.
and also those this things happen with this festival library engines, and it would be pretty pretty good to smoothen it up a bit with the menageries.
You know, the archetype of that is people say Festival Library, but I think Festival Watchtower is like much better than Festival Library because of the fact that Watchtower only costs 3.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I think Festival, my like classic draw to X is Festival Watchtower to me. I like it a lot. A really, I mean, expensive card.
I mean, we both know that it all started with the Wheel of Scholar, right? The classic Dominion cards. So, what
The
does he?
Watchtower, incredible.
Uh, Touchy advisor and why not Menagerie? Like, huh? Okay. So Mercury can't end here. What should he trash, I wonder?
What you get past with this masquerade?
Trash is a menagerie. Well, that makes sense, I guess, because, with 3 provinces in hand, he does not draw a whole lot with it this turn.
Nails should pass a squire, probably, but Bruder, I don't know.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty tough choice for Nails, definitely, because yeah, a square doesn't look.
I think you could pass any of those cards for JNails and it doesn't hurt your turn too much, but you want to make sure you're not helping Mercury more than you.
Yeah, but actually, obviously passing the draw is bad, but from Nails passing the squares is also bad because he is slightly low on the villagers, and he only has like 3 squares
Like
at maximum, I think.
you might, so you might pass the oracles.
What does he do? He does pass a square. Okay.
Good for Mercury this turn. Um, Surprised he used for actions just now. Now Mercury has 8 squires.
Yeah. So what's the last card? How about the silver
Squire.
square?
He has 8 of them now.
Ah,
And
okay, okay. I actually. So you're sure he had 7 before, right? Because I.
sure, yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
The last card is a squire, but I'm pretty sure.
Okay. So gets an oracle and a bronze, huh? An oracle and a bronze.
I don't know why he got the oracle. Wait, so he just. Yeah. What are the chances we can get a double province here?
Well, it doesn't look all that great for JNails by now.
I mean, he will have to go for it. So
Yeah.
trashing the duchy.
Yeah.
Apple says here.
But does he even have more draw in his deck than that?
The menagerie.
Nope. He trashed it.
Wait,
No, never mind. Never mind. Mercury trashed his, right. But
it's not to activate.
yeah, that would be a really hard time activating. So
So now Mercury. Oh, is it okay to say Mercury's going to have a nice turn here, so.
Well, yeah, it was slightly shaky in the end because of this bottom deck and those watchtowers, but still pretty much a Mercury game, it looks like.
If he kept building, that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah. So gets a ghost on, alright. So that's a good starting hand for JNails, but might be a little bit too late to help. Alright. So Mercury doesn't have any menageries. His only draw, well, he still has a couple of recruiters. That should be discarded, and that's I don't even know. Discarded Duchy Oracle as well. Sees more draw here. Can he even get to double province?
He can. He might trash the province there, but he doesn't.
I mean, at this point, I don't think he can be sure. So
he gets the advisor.
Well, I guess Nails.
Oh, now JNails' menagerie is not activating.
That's pretty funny.
No, not for sure anyway. I mean, that's just pour salt on the wound right there.
So discard the square. Hey, actually, Mercury is having a bit hard time cash-wise.
Yeah. Again, single province might just be winning here.
Yeah.
Especially now that this menagerie is sad. Maybe you play the mask for, or you definitely play the mask first. If you get something you like.
Did he have Watchtower in hand when with the buys during the buy phase?
No.
No? Okay.
Saying just now?
Yeah, yeah, I was wondering whether he should buy the top deck the curse. It doesn't make any sense. It's just kidding mostly, but that would have been fun because he kind of knows that JNails gonna
I'm not sure if he did or not.
I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't do it, right? But that's just funny. You could do it, and you know that JNails probably will play his mask, right? So, actually, both of those decks are kind of falling apart now.
It's not too hard for Mercury to hit province. And he's got cargo ships over province, watchtower.
Yeah. Although, he might not be able to do it, but that looks better. All right, you chat, you can see. Actually, there are two provinces.
Got advisor though in hand still.
All right, now he has it. This advisor play was not necessary. Okay.
3-0.
Yeah. Right. So, and that was JNails being the first player to. So if he really still wants to win this one, that's gonna be a really hard job to do so. And so we jump right into this game, which might be a last one if Mercury wins it.
Ooh, nice board.
Yep. So actually, improve is one of the cards I have no freaking idea what to do with this.
Improve is fantastic.
Yeah, I guess so. It's in a way, I kind of have the same attitude to it as to procession. You kind of just dive right into it.
I mean, but it's so much easier to use. I mean, even if you just like it, to me, it improves the auto open on this board, like no question.
I mean, you do exo improve like as an opening, and right?
No question. No, there's not any other possible thing to open because you can immediately, if you choose, trash the improve to gain a 4, like a poacher, which is fine, and helps you hit 5 at the same time. So I mean, it's just like the best case for improve in the open sometimes is like as if the card says like +$6 and +1 buy.
Okay.
It's because it's like you gain and trash this, like +$6 +1 buy, trash this. You know, so I mean that's like such a huge tempo boost. Not to mention on this board, improves will just be like.
Yeah, it sure looks nice here.
This is a sweet board, actually.
Yeah. So apparently, people in the chat are discussing the possibility of skipping the EXO for for the sake of crop rotation, I guess.
Well, I think you either want wisps or you want crop rotation, and how much I care about the difference. Well, now that you hit 6, you get the crop rotation. You don't even have to think about it.
Yeah, I would think so.
Rotation is very good if you get it early on.
Like Mercury is pretty likely to to be able to use it next turn. It's like top deck in a lap basically, or something like that. Huh. Gold.
Gold.
What?
I don't understand.
Why? Right, encamp. Yeah, okay. So there are encampments on the board.
I think this is a board where encampment is a little bit of a distraction.
Is it?
I mean, it's good. You want to get them, but like, it's not like.
But yeah, like gold, really?
Nothing else does. There's other villages, other draw.
Well, actually, you know what? Yeah, there is something to be said about. Yeah, okay. I guess I kind of get it, because of sculptors, right? It's not only you have the encampments on the board. You can have them in your hand right now, like, so that's not too crazy, I guess. But still, yeah.
Yeah, I do think improve is like really fantastic payload.
Oh, hey. Gained an encampment and discarded it 4 points. Wow, that's a combo. So nobody has the crop rotation. So apparently Mercury is getting the whole lot of encampments just to discard them for arena points. And that's a pretty interesting and unique strategy.
That's an expanding brain strategy right there.
So I guess you grab the silver and then you grab the encampment, or like
And discard it. And discard it.
right. Well, that's what he does, right?
Oh man.
Yeah.
I'm getting Crawford tonight. I mean, well, no. Now he only has one. You get more though.
I mean,
Okay, you can discard your nobles. Well, I'm getting catacombs here probably.
yeah, actually, as good as plus buy is, I still, well, actually he will kind of get some. Wow, he just gets more and more gold. Wow.
About that. To be a work brain.
So 2 poachers and so hey, so Mercury doesn't have any poachers, so he can't improve the poachers into like festivals. All right, so he kind of needs to buy one, I guess. And meanwhile, well, that is definitely not the most important thing. Mercury is building quite some point advantage with this arena points. So here's the last encampment for Nails, and he adopted this strategy of gaining the encampment and discarding it for arena points. So will Mercury risk one of his precious encampments here? Nope, he's just going to discard it for arena points. Great. And that's I don't know, I'm not sure I like this plunder. He already has like what, 3 golds? No, well, it's only 2 golds because Nails has 1.
I'm pretty sure he's going to discard one more encampment.
Yeah, he I don't know, that does not necessarily feels right.
It would just be not really focusing that much on encampment at the beginning here.
Yeah, he really loves his encampments apparently.
It would just be like getting catacombs and stuff. Encampment is probably the best village eventually.
So maybe now that Mercury can't discard his encampments for arena points because there are none, maybe now he's going to start playing them. By the way, who has the second exo? I didn't catch on that. Nails has the second exo, I guess, if that's the answer to my question. Well, they both opened, right? But somebody has 2. Okay, gotcha.
Max said it was JNails.
Yeah.
Oh, lucky. sculptor should gain something that draws a card.
Like a chariot?
Probably better than a poacher.
Well, actually, poacher is better, right? Because of the improve.
Oh yeah. And it would hit you 8 here, and you might actually buy a prince.
Well, yeah, I guess. What do you prince by, though?
Imp would be the best card. Anything. I don't know. It's just like a hireling or something.
If you have ghosts, you have everything. So he bought a nobles, right? Okay. I kind of like second exo here, but that's dot for nails. Actually, he doesn't have any draw, right? He only has a single, well, some wisps and a single encampment, right?
He has a nobles here.
And now the crop rotation.
Won't use it. You're not going to discard that nobles.
Yeah, apparently. Well, now that all the states are gone, it's about time to get it. Another chariot. So Mercury will, yeah, second sculptor is also like,
Oh, Mercury manages to draw.
yeah.
Now you definitely need more.
Yeah, now he kinda needs a herbalist. Or, unfortunately, herbalist is not there, so festival will do. And we will get, I would get an imp here, I guess.
So
Well, I think both his sculptors play this turn. He kind of needed to get something like that draws, right? Because he would stall otherwise. But
yeah, he was always on the cusp of dying.
yeah, but on the next turn, I would definitely want him to gain a second
I like
extra.
you have one buy. Yeah. It is the super expensive list. Let's get to nobles. I mean, it's not crazy because you're like really having trouble drawing. So on call for Mercury, he should try to gain and improve a poacher into a poacher.
Well, yeah, that makes sense, I guess.
I mean, I would have liked to have 2 buys.
Oh, by the way, I guess you need to watch out for the possibility of improving your catacombs, which is like, gives you an additional card. So Nails is getting thinner and thinner, but he has less draw. Mercury is lucky to find his gold. steals a point despite Nails top decking the 5 cost.
Right. Well, I would gain 2 improves here. You drew the encampment. That. Oh, I guess for the. Yeah. Okay. This is the correct order. You want another poacher? Yep, there we go. Now I get 2 festivals.
Wait a second. How do you get 2 festivals, right? That's
Oh, sorry.
yeah.
I mean, you improve 1 and buy 1.
Well, if you want to buy one.
Do, okay.
Gets a plunder. So yeah, that again.
Odds are really low, and you really want to have those gains. I wonder.
Yeah, but anyway, gains or not, you know, looks like Mercury is dominating this board.
Gazbag used to say, "Fancy harem," and sometimes it is. I think people buy too many plunders in general. Sometimes you just really need them to activate your encampments, but like.
Well, yeah, I don't necessarily understand this plunder.
It's better than harem because it costs 5 and whatever, but you know, like how many more turns are there in this game? The only really reason to get plunder is because it helps you, you know, not lose an encampment. As it happens, there are many cards better than Monument.
Better than Monument? No, it cannot be. So
Considering
hey,
the soonness of pile out, I would have wanted another festival there over the plunder. Like,
yeah, I agree with that. But on the other hand, Mercury. So yeah, Mercury just lost his first encampment. I think that's.
so he can't repile this turn then anyway.
Yeah. It's not like he was anywhere close to be able to do that.
Does that work?
Really? Yeah. So does it work like that with the timing? Huh. In at the start of the cleanup. So you return the encampment at the start of the cleanup, right? And improve is like at the start. Oh, hey, yeah. So it works apparently. That's pretty cool.
That's amazing.
Oh.
But you know, you only have 1 festival.
Yeah.
To just score here, I think I would add a festival and score.
Yeah, I also like adding another plus buy. Gets nobles okay. But
I would turn a poacher into festival here.
Yeah, but I would expect him. Yeah, that's probably what he's going to do, right? Right? Yeah. Oh, so did he have two improves? Alright, so he gained another improve. So it's Poacher to Festival, Poacher to Catacombs. Okay, that makes sense. So now he's pretty much set up for the next turn pile out. So maybe Nails should have been. Maybe Nails should have been keeping his. I mean, setting his encampment aside to make it harder for Mercury to pile out. But I don't know that makes the whole lot of sense, honestly.
Probably buy this encampment here because Mercury's just going to gain it with a sculptor if you don't.
Yeah, that too.
Mercury's hand is a Wisp Race Copper Nobles.
Yeah, nice ghost bro. Like, huh.
So this looks like a pretty easy. There's no dud. And yay.
Yeah, that doesn't look like a dot at all.
Now we have a 4-0 sweep.
Hey, why chaired first?
This golden hand.
So. Yeah, okay, that's it.
He only has one encampment to improve and to improve.
Well, he can buy two improves, right? What?
He had the one.
Dude, what are you doing? Come on. No, never mind.
Looking for the fourth pile.
Yeah. Okay. Derp. I was looking at the improve pile. Yeah.
I'm looking for that classic 4 pile. It's similar to the classic 2 pile.
All right. So Mercury totally dominating this match, and well, despite JNails had some interesting plays, especially at the was it the first game? He did something cool there.
It was so long ago. I was much younger then. I don't.
Yeah. It was like the previous week. So anyway, yeah, pretty cool match, and
Mercury for making it the second time into the final 4.
Was he in the final 4 the year before, 2 years ago?
I mean, he was in the finals 2 years ago.
Okay.
He played the finals.
Oh, right. Versus Dan Brooks, right?
A very crazy match.
I need to rewatch it one day, I guess.
It's really long, but I mean, Mercury won the first 3 games, and then Dan won the last 4 games. So.
Oh wow. Well, so who's next for him? You know?
Freaky.
Freaky
on Saturday.
Freakies versus who?
Let's see.
Well, anyway, thanks anybody for watching. Yeah, was a pretty cool match, I'd say.
I agree. It was nice.
And yeah, congratulations to Mercury. So yeah, thanks Lemonspawn, and yeah, I guess see you all.
See you around.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.